Because at the end of the day, shutting down the government to fix healthcare is like turning off the power because you don't like the wiring. It makes everything worse. See, the people need real policy, real process, and real leadership out of DC.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.
What's going on, family? This is Damon K. Jones, the publisher of Black Westchester Magazine, and welcome to the Publisher's Desk. Today, we're going to have some real talk because Washington, as usual, is at it again with the shenanigans. Politicians are threatening to keep the government shut down, claiming it as fixing the Affordable Care Act. But let's be honest, voting to shut down the government won't fix a single flaw in the ACA, the Affordable Care Act. All it does is hurt people who depend on the system the most: working families, small businesses, hospitals, and federal employees trying to keep services running and feed their family. See, if Congress truly wanted to fix healthcare, they've got to do it the right way, through committee hearings, amendments, and actual legislation, not through shutdowns and not through sound bites.
What do you suggest government workers do for food money when the paychecks stop coming?
I mean, these are the real questions that we have to be entertaining. And as I mentioned earlier, the best and most important solution to this is making sure that we reopen the government, not accept the inevitability of this, and come to a resolution as quickly as possible. Now, that being said, we do have to make sure that we come together as communities and that we also systemically expand our programming, like the SNAP cuts that just happened, in addition to the $1 trillion in healthcare cuts as well for families that are under financial duress.
You mentioned what Speaker Johnson has said about how long this could go on. We've heard from Senator Schumer as well, who said the other day that as long as this shutdown continues, he said, quote, every day gets better for us. Do you think every day, though, gets better for someone like Eric?
No, I mean, it's, at the end of the day, this needs to be as short as possible. We do not want the government to be shut down. We don't.
How do you think this shutdown reflects on Chuck Schumer's leadership?
Well, I think it reflects more on Mike Johnson's leadership and President Trump's leadership. This is a leadership which said it's okay to give well, how do you feel? You tell me. Think it's a good idea to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the richest people in the country and then make massive cuts to health care for working class people?
I think Chuck Schumer has voted for continuing resolutions 13 times in the last 4 years, and he has the opportunity to vote for one again, but he's refusing to come to the table.
Well, I think, look, as I have said, there are 53 Republicans in the Senate, correct?
Yes.
They need 60. What does that mean? It means you have to talk to the other side. Mike Johnson is not talking, John Thune is not talking, President Trump is not talking. That is the problem.
Well, they say their position is reopen the government and then we'll.
So today I want to talk with the facts. And here's the facts. The Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, was passed in 2010 without any single Republican vote. It was built on good intentions to expand coverage, regulate insurance, and protect people with pre-existing conditions. But the rush to pass it before the 2010 elections, the administration ignored major red flags from its own health officials, even people from the CMS, and that's the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services, warned that the deadlines were unrealistic and the system wasn't ready. See, what they did back then was take politics over priority and over policy. See, and that just to get it done mindset built cracks into the foundation of the entire law. So today we're going to break down what those cracks actually are, because these are the issues that Congress keeps dodging. Flaw number one, rising premium deductions. The ACA forced insurers to offer richer benefit packages and use community ratings, meaning the young and healthy pay more to cover the sick and older. That drove up costs for millions of middle-class families who didn't qualify for the subsidies. Flaw number two, Medicaid expansion and dependency. Medicaid was meant for the poor, elderly, and disabled. The ACA expanded it to working age adults without kids, pushing enrollment over 90 million people nationwide. That explosion has crushed state budgets and turned Medicaid into a catch-all safety net instead of a targeted support system. Flaw number three, small business mandate. Companies with over 50 employees were forced to offer insurance or pay fines. To dodge penalties, many cut hours, reduced hiring, and shifted workers to part-time, hurting the very middle class that the law supposed to help. Flaw number four, limited competition and provider shortages. In many states, only one or two insurers remain in the ACA marketplace. Fewer options mean higher costs, small provider networks, and frustrated patients. Number five, temporary subsidies and budget gimmicks. Democrats made many of the ACA subsidies temporary to make the numbers work under budget rules. They assumed that future Congress would keep extending them. Now that those deadlines are here, the same politicians are now blaming Republicans for not making them permanent. Here's flaw number six, hospital reimbursement clause. Hospitals, especially in Black and rural communities, get less money through Medicaid and ACA exchange plans. That means fewer doctors, closed facilities, and longer wait time in neighborhoods that already face healthcare disparities. See, all of these flaws are real, but none of them can be fixed with a continuing resolution. That's what Democrats are not telling the people. So what is a continuing resolution, or CR? A CR is just a temporary funding bill. It's a stopgap measure that keeps the federal agencies operating at last year's spending levels. That is, it doesn't change laws. It doesn't fix policies. It doesn't rewrite healthcare rules. Under federal budget law, CRs can't include what is called legislating on appropriations. That means you can't use a CR to amend Medicaid eligibility, adjust premium formulas, repeal mandates, or rewrite subsidy rules. If Congress wants to fix those things, they have to go through committee. And that's where laws get reformed the right way, brothers and sisters. Now, some of y'all say, well, what happens in committee? The House and Ways and Means Committee, the House Energy and Commerce Committee, the Senate Finance Committee all have jurisdiction over healthcare. They hold hearings, gather expert testimony, debate amendments, and get a full CBO score. That's a nonpartisan budget analysis showing how much a proposal really costs. That's how you create durable reform that lasts, not through rush midnight votes in a shutdown. The ACA is massive. It touches Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, and employee-based coverage. That means fixing one piece affects all the others. You can't just patch it. You have to rebuild it piece by piece and in the open through committee process. Now, while Washington is playing politics, here's what happens in real life. Hospital delay reimbursements and hiring. Community health centers run out of federal grant money. Families waiting for ACA subsidies can't reach anyone at the CMS because offices are short-staffed or even closed. States rely on Medicaid funding or are forced to cover high gap from their own budgets. And the irony is, these same lawmakers shutting down the government to fix healthcare still get paid while the people actually providing the healthcare suffers.
Who passed their one big ugly bill, largest cut to Medicaid in American history. At the same time, they cut $186 billion from SNAP, literally ripped food out of the mouths of hungry children, seniors, and veterans. They did this in July, and that was done so they could reward their billionaire donors with massive tax breaks that they made permanent. And now they're unwilling to extend tax credits for working class Americans.
So you alluded...
It's all unacceptable, and it's obviously part of their plan.
So you alluded to President Trump saying that the Senate Republicans have the power to pass the government shutdown. He's saying that by saying that they should get rid of the filibuster. You're saying that they should get rid of the filibuster and just own this entirely?
No, what I'm saying is that that's a decision ultimately for the Senate to make. However, President Trump has acknowledged, listen, from the very beginning of this presidency, he's enacted a my way or the highway approach to jam their extreme right-wing ideology down the throats of the American people. Reckless Republican policies, which are now causing hospitals, nursing homes, and community-based health centers to close all across the country. Now he's saying to his Republican colleagues, senators, those who actually just work for him because they don't work for the American people, reopen the government, and they refuse to do it.
Big elections coming up in just 2 days. Governor's race in Virginia, governor's race in New Jersey, and then the mayor of the city in which you live, New York, New York. You've already cast your ballot for mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani. Do you see Mamdani as the future of the Democratic Party?
No, I think the future of the Democratic Party is going to fall, as far as we're concerned, relative to the House Democratic Caucus and members who are doing a great work all across the country as it relates to our need to both take back control of the House, but in doing so, make sure that we're communicating to the American people like we understand you deserve better than the country that you have received. Donald Trump and Republicans have gone way too far and have failed to deliver anything meaningful for the American people. And as Democrats, we're going to focus on lowering the high cost of living, on fixing our broken healthcare system that Republicans continue to make worse with their toxic policies, and of course on cleaning up corruption in the Congress, in the courts, and within the administration, with Donald Trump running the largest pay-to-play scheme in the history of the country. So we're going to continue to affirmatively lean in on the issues that we know matter to the American people. I expect that we're going to see a big night on Tuesday in New Jersey and in Virginia, and certainly as it relates to Prop 50 in California, where we stop Trump from stealing the election, and then that'll lay a foundation for Democrats to take back control of the House in 2026.
Well, I mean, I asked you if Mamdani was the future of the party, and you didn't answer the question. You said the House Democrats are. I would note that at least a couple House Democrats from the New York area are not endorsing Mamdani. Your endorsement took a long time. Schumer still has not endorsed him. Are you concerned about Republicans using him as a lightning rod so as to hurt your ability to win back the House in 2026?
No, the lightning rod in terms of what's going to impact the ability of either side to win control of the House or hold control of the House in 2026 is going to be the failure of Republicans to actually deliver on the promises that they've made and to actively make life worse for everyday Americans. The country knows that we're heading in the wrong direction. We see it repeatedly. The country knows that Republicans have refused to make health care affordable and are actively making it unaffordable, depriving working class Americans of their ability to see a doctor when they need one. And the country knows that Republican policies have been all about the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected, and they have not focused on making life better for everyday Americans. We will as House Democrats.
All right, House Democratic Leader Hakeem Jeffries of New York, thank you so much for your time today, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So here's the bottom line, brothers and sisters. If Congress really wants to fix the ACA, here's what they need to do. The Democrats must reopen the government immediately because they're the ones holding back the votes in the Senate. This is not MAGA talk. This is just real talk. They have to let the agencies function. They have to send the ACA back to committee. That's where the expert debates and accountability happen. They have to phase in reform. Short term, stabilize the markets and protect current roles. Medium term, allow states flexibility to design local solutions. Long term, simplify the law, curb the cost, and restore competition within the ACA. They have to protect pre-existing conditions and coverage. That's one part both sides agree on. So why can't we build from there? Let's be honest about costs. Stop writing temporary benefits just to make the math look good. Because at the end of the day, shutting down the government to fix healthcare is like turning off the power because you don't like the wiring. It makes everything worse. See, the people need real policy, real process, and real leadership out of DC. Not the politics that we're seeing right now disguised in reform. So if you hear a politician say we're fighting for health care by keeping the government closed, just know that they're not fighting for you. They're fighting for airtime. They're fighting for quotes and snippets to put on social media. They're not fighting for the average American person. They have to fix the law through committee, not through a crisis. They have to govern and not grandstand. The American people right now are tired of the grandstanding from both sides. But in this issue here, the Democrats were really serious. They will open up the government. I'm Damon K. Jones, and that's the real talk on why the government is closed and how we could actually really change the ACA through committee. Stay informed, stay strong, and always stay blacktastic. Peace out.
Tired of the same emotional politics that lead nowhere. Emotional Politics, Logical Failure by Damon K. Jones is the book Black America needs right now. It exposes the lies, challenges the gatekeepers, and calls for real strategy, not just symbolism. Power starts with truth. On sale, now, and available in audiobook on Amazon.
Tolerance is for Cowards by Damon K. Jones. This book is not anti-police, it's pro-community. Discover how the extended policing strategy empowers you to demand real public safety, justice, and accountability from your local police department. Because the Black community deserves good policing. On sale now on Amazon and Audible. Discover Jesus and Divine Black Masculinity by Damon K. Jones. This a bold blueprint to restore faith, manhood, and purpose in Black America. Because the Black community needs good Black men. Available now on Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access. Join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Support independent Black media with style. Rock Black Westchester merch and represent the news with the Black point of view. Every purchase helps us speak truth to power.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.